like to remind that back inside out the PPE form, also to the web and webinar and inside out the
Hi, good morning, everyone. We are Saint-Gobain. So before I start the presentation, I will introduce my team member. Together we need to have our technical manager. I'm head of Saint-Gobain. Come here to present to family members. Before I start the presentation, I will introduce my to you guys. Together we meet today. We have Mr. Hilmi Jasman, our technical manager. David Lee, our product assistant manager. Our assistant sales manager for the Norton, and Ms. Tumanji, our senior sales exec, and Ms. Tesla, our senior spec and sales exec of Central. Okay, I will go through the instructions. I'll go through the introduction and later Mr. Hilmi will go through the presentation for the water trade. So overall, I'm going to review the Saint-Gobain Group, our responsibility, our returning business, and also the Saint-Gobain Malaysia, which we are all focusing for the people. Okay, for Saint-Gobain, we have a mission to be the worldwide leader in the light and sustainability construction. We design, manufacture, and distribute market materials and services for the construction and also the industrial market. We are a strong group which we founded over 350 years ago, to be exact 358 years ago. This year, we founded in year 1665. We located in 75 countries. We have 8 cross business R&D establishment, and also we have around 170,000 employees for the worldwide. And we have a 900 manufacturing facility around the world, together with 2,700 sales outlets in the worldwide. And our revenue for last year, 2020, we achieved 51.2 billion sales, and also the 5.3 billion operating income. So, Saint-Gobain, we are contributing to the 3 long addition, and we targeted to be a decarbonic home, which we hope to become a net zero carbon in 2050. We have a more performance with less, go for free, and also a better living for all. And also, we are top employee for 2023. For your information, we already achieved the top employer for the 8th continuous year. And our regional business included facade, technical market, partition, ceiling, flooring, windows, interior finishing, landscaping, infrastructure, drinking water supply. Worldwide basis, we are located in America, Northern Europe, Southern Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and also Asia Pacific. And for Asia Pacific, we have more than 9,000 employees, which contribute 4% of the group sales. We have over 60 manufacturing facility in the Asia Pacific. And today we are more focusing on the Saint-Gobain Malaysia. Saint-Gobain Malaysia came into the Malaysia in year 2000. We acquired the Bell Manitech, which established in year 1987, in year 2015, and in year 2017, integration between the Weber and the Emix. Emix is a company which we more focusing on the custom product. Okay, so now we name ourselves as Saint-Gobain Malaysia. And we have 4 factories located in the Malaysia, which is Eco Plant, Puncak Alam, the Weber Plant. Weber Plant is for manufacturing the tile adhesive and the waterproofing product, and also the flooring product. Then System Board Plant in Auckland, which is called G-Block, and also the Johor Plant, which are helping the market for the Singapore and also the Malaysia. So in Saint-Gobain Malaysia, you can see our logo over here, Saint-Gobain, G-Block, Weber, Emix, Isover, and Duraflex. We are high performance quarter glass. Gypsum board, I think is quite familiar for you all, G-Block, and also the prepacked Chinese waterproofing, and also the flooring under Weber, and also the glass wool fabricated insulated product, Isowood, and also the new product for us, Duraflex. This is a plastic fire protection fiber cement. So for today's topic, we are more focusing on the waterproofing, and it will be presented by Mr. Hilmi. So this is the product under the Weber. Skin coat waterproofing render then today we are not checking on the waterproofing. So later, if you guys have any Q&A, you can ask during the presentation or maybe after the presentation. Okay. So now I pass the floor to Mr. Hilmi.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mohd Hilmi Jasman. So I'm in charge of technical for waterproofing in Saint-Gobain. So basically, our topic today is waterproof to last. So how to properly install waterproofing system.
Minimize. Macam nak besar balik? Tidak. Inilah. You need to log in from training. You need to log in.
Dia ada dua apa tu? Sebab data ada banyak.
Dia pilih, dia hilang. Ni dia pun tak cakap kan.
Namanya ada satu kedua.
Satu je. Tadi ada 5.
Okay, so basically we have few subtopics under the waterproofing topics. So the first one, we will go for waterproofing definition. So what is waterproofing? Waterproofing is actually a procedure where heating structures are protected from water ingress to avoid damages or destructive process. So next, the topic is why do waterproofing fail? So these are the few factors that can lead to failure of waterproofing. The first one is lack of substrate articulation. So as we all know, the substrate preparation is actually takes about 70 to 80% of the total waterproofing work. So it means the application part is only the balance 20%. So it is very important to have proper preparation before you install the waterproofing. So next is installation or method error. So for us, from a supplier and manufacturer, we normally provide to all of the applicator or subcontractor and contractor the correct method statement as a guidance for them to follow. The third one is bad specification or wrong selection. So that is why we as a manufacturer, we have specification teams to deal with, to liaise with architects, consultants to get the specification right before you do the tendering or you start the project. Next is lack of quality assurance. So this is normally during construction site. So this is where the normally QA, QC team play parts, especially for the main contractor. The next is poor workmanship. So this is normally due to the unskilled workers. That's right. So normally for the technical team, we will go to site even before you start your project or you start the application. Then we will do a demo. Next is hydrostatic pressure from substrate. So this is mainly on the basement when your structure or your slab touching the ground. So this need to be fitted with a damp-proof membrane before you cast your ground slab. So next is ignoring the need for maintenance. It is known to post application. So mainly after the building completed, then you usually need maintenance thing to maintain the building. Okay, next we have application to an uneven surface. So this is mostly applied to waterproofing type of membrane. So any type of membrane, you need to have very smooth and flat surface before you apply the waterproofing. Next is application to a damp or wet surface. So some waterproofing, you need to have very dry surface. For instance, the PU type of waterproofing. So this PU type is not a water-based. So if water-based, it's if it is a bit dampness, then it still can apply. But most of the solvent-based or PU-based, you need to have a very dry surface before you proceed with the application. Okay, next is application to a contaminated surface. So this contaminated surface also can contribute to the failure because at site normally you have, for instance, mold oil. So this mold oil may spill to your concrete surface or to your substrate. So this contamination need to be cleared before you apply and install the waterproofing. Okay, lack of priming or insufficient priming. So certain type of waterproofing, you need a primer. So this primer also plays part in terms of the addition or the bonding of the product to your substrate or to the RC concrete. Insufficient coverage. So this is also important because for liquid type of waterproofing, the consumption will be around 0.5 kg per square meter per foot. For cementitious type, it is 1 kg per square meter per foot. So if you have 20 square meter, 30 square meter, you just times 1 kg or 0.5 kg. So this is for liquid and cementitious. For membrane, it is very straightforward because it comes in rolls. So if you need 10 square meter, that's it. You start with 10 square meter. So that will be no issue. Okay, next is faulty overlaps. So this is also related to the membrane type of waterproofing. So any type of waterproofing membrane need to have at least 3 to 4 inches of overlapping. Puncturing or tearing. So this is also something to do with the maintenance post application. So puncturing normally on top of the RC flat roof, they will install the mobile network power, Astro, Astro things lah. So they need to puncture the floor. So then during puncturing, it also may damage the water building. So this one need also to be looked into. Then the last one is the deterioration due to weathering. So any kind of product, sure it has its own lifespan. So normally for new project, we will give warranty up to from 5 years to 10 years. Means after 10 years, you need to do the refurbishment or re-application. So the next topic is sign of leakages. So these are the three names of sign of leakages. The first one is a sudden unexplained water or electricity bill. So this one is usually occurs in a water retention structure where it sits directly into the ground. You don't have any idea where the water leaks into, where the water goes. So the bill will tell you there is actually a leakage. The second one is damp carpet or walk hard flooring. So this is normally happen indoor. Then the last one is mold or mildew. So this is can be visible or just a smell. So this is normally occurs on your flat surface or your internal wall. So next is how to detect leakages. So there are two devices. The first one is moisture meter. So this moisture meter can read the percentage of moisture. So this moisture meter also can be used before you start to apply your water proofing. So for us, we always recommend 12% and below. Then only you can start with your water proofing. So if let's say it is 16%, 20%, this also still can apply. But after a few months, you can see the bubbling. The water proofing become blister. So this is where you really need to follow because, for instance, you have one project with 2 phases, 300 unit, 150 done by other contractors, the other 150 done by contractor A and B lah. So this contractor A, they are using moisture meter before they start the application. So after a few months, the water proofing still intact, still in good performance. While the others, the other contractor, without any moisture checking, after 1 or 2 months, the water proofing start to bubbling and cool off. So this is the important before you start with the water proofing, the moisture. Then the second one is the infrared camera. So this is a non-contact device. The first one is contact device. You poke this 2 pin to your subject, then it gives you the reading. But the second one, non-contact, means you just point to the area. Then this color will tell you whether it is dry or wet. So the purple color is the wet area or the area with dampness. The orange color is actually the dry area. So next topic is how to prevent water proofing failure. So the first one, of course, select the most suitable product for intended application. So this is the task for our specification team. I use with you all guys from Akitek or consultant to get the things right, to get the specs right. Next is match the appropriate product with the project specification. So normally water proofing, for example, inside the bathroom or wet areas, you have a system. So after your water proofing, there will be tile adhesive, plastering, and also tiling as a finisher. So normally, most of the project, I just want to highlight here, normally at the shower wall, the specification will be 1.5 meter height or 1.8 meter height. So for that, we actually not recommend all of you to go for the full height because the water proofing itself and tile adhesive is not compatible. So most of the cases in KL, the tiling, the bonding issue is actually coming from the wall area. So later if you have question that I can explain later. Next one is pay attention to surface preparation. So again, surface preparation takes about 70 to 80%. If let's say the works takes about 5 days, then 3 to 4 days is just for the surface preparation. Water jetting, cleaning, removing of debris, and so on. Next is select qualified waterproofing specialist. So for us, we don't take any contract, but we have our own preferred and our approved applicator. We don't have in-house, but we have our approved applicator. So this approved applicator is actually already familiar with our product. Next is applied moisture barrier waterproofing. So this moisture barrier normally should be applied before you touch the ground slab. So this is especially at the basement. So some say sometimes we call it also as damp-proof membrane. So the last one is regularly check or inspect. So again, this is the maintenance part after the completion of waterproofing work, after the building of it. So normally what you need to check is actually the rainwater pipe, because you have the grating, the dome grating, and normally when wind blows, all the leads will accumulate at the grating area, so that one needs to be removed. Otherwise, if you can't start, then the water will spill out. So this is for to eliminate waterproofing. Next, type of waterproofing in the market. So basically, we have 4 types of waterproofing in the market. Liquid type, preform sheet or waterproofing membrane, integral waterproofing, where you mix the admixture into the fresh concrete. Then you have pre-applied waterproofing. So this is the classification for liquid type of waterproofing. We have 2 types, cementitious and also elastomeric. So cementitious comes into part A and B. Later I'll show you. The elastomeric is liquid type. Whether it is acrylic, it is PU, so it falls under elastomeric type of waterproofing. And it is suitable for RC flat roof. For the liquid type, it is suitable for RC flat roof. For cementitious, it's only suitable for bathroom, toilet, or swimming pool. So next is preform sheet membrane. So we have hot flame welded. This is the caution type. We have self-adhesive type. We have the loose lay type. So 3 types. Then this is also suitable for the stock application. We have bring few samples outside there. Then later you can have a look. Integral waterproofing. So this is the admixture, crystalline admixture. So this admixture will be dosed into your fresh concrete before you cast your structure. So this is normally added into swimming pool, water tank, water features, and all water retaining structures. Next, the last one is spray applied waterproofing. So we have polyurethane, polyurea, or rubber modified bitumen. So this is mostly suitable for substrates below ground, substructure or underground structure. So this is our products, weather product. So we have cementitious. We have 3 types of cementitious: 100 SF, 200 F, and 200 E. So 100 SF is the semi-flexible. This is a very basic one. So this is normally for the low-cost project. Weather drive WT200. So this is the intermediate. So it is suitable for internal wet area, bathroom, yard, kitchen, kitchen. Then WP300 is the most flexible type of cementitious waterproofing, which we designed for swimming pools and water tanking. So for liquid applied, we have 5 types. We have a dry B2 coat. So this is the bitumen emulsion. So this one normally we apply to structure or structure below ground. Flexi coat is the acrylic type, suitable for exposed roof system. PM coat is also for roof system, but it cannot be exposed. So this is the constant system. You need to have strip on top to cover the waterproofing. PUD coat is the combination of PU and acrylic. So this is also designed for exposed roof system. And the last one is Weber dry PRCO. So this is pure PU. Normally, the roof where you have a lot of services, you have a lot of brackets, you cannot install the flexi coat, activity coat as exposed. So you need to have this PURC because the product itself is self-smoothing or self-leveling. So easy to apply. So for membrane, we have 5 types of membrane also. Weber Dry Gum 165 is our self-adhesive membrane. Weber Torch 166 is torsion membrane. Then across TPO, PVC, and HDPE. So this one, we have 2 systems. Okay, I will show you mechanical fixing and also the addition system. So for crystallization, we have CA0. So this admixture will be added into the fresh container. Then Weber Dry CS195 is a treatment to negative side of waterproofing. Means if you have retaining wall, then the retaining wall is already leaking, then you cannot have access to the positive side. Positive side means where the water comes from. So you can only treat on the internal side. So that is called negative side because water coming from the other side. So this is where we use CS195, our cement slurry type. So we just apply. Then all the pores inside the concrete will be sealed, crystallized. So it will seal the pores. So next is best practice for liquid waterproofing. So the first one is allowing time for proper curing. So for any type of waterproofing, especially liquid, you need to wait for the curing. So for cementitious, it is about 3 to 4 days to be cured before you can continue with your screeding, with your tiling. For liquid type of waterproofing like this, external, so you need to have at least 5 to 6 days before the product really dry. Then only you can conduct with your bonding test. So next one is additional second or third coat of application. So normally waterproofing need to be at least 2 coats. But if let's say your surface is rough, so you need extra coat of waterproofing, extra layer of waterproofing. So that's where you need to apply the third coat. Next one is ensuring uniform coverage. This is also we will give you the guidance. Like I said just now, example 0.5 kg per square meter per coat. If you have 100 meters square, then this time with 0.5, you need 50 kg. So our product comes in 20 kg. So that 50 kg will be divided with 20, then you need 2.5 pails. So the contractor will buy 2 pails, of course. If they buy just 2 pails, means that's half a pail. Means you're already free lah. Next is ensuring reinforcing fabric is used. You can see the photo here. This is the fabric. It is called fiber mesh. Later during the demo, after our break, I will show you how to install this fiber mesh. So this fiber mesh acts as reinforcement to the waterproofing. So for instance, if you have your screeding more than 50 mm, you need to provide VRC or the steel reinforcement. So same as waterproofing. So waterproofing itself, it cannot follow exactly the tensile strength of concrete. So this tensile strength of concrete is around 2.5 to 3.0 Newton per millimeter square. So waterproofing itself is just only 1.5 Newton per millimeter square. So what we do here to match the tensile strength of concrete so that we can expand and contract nicely. So we will provide the fiber mesh. So this fiber mesh will provide extra reinforcement to the waterproofing. The next one is ensuring the desired film thickness. So this can be checked by using the film gauge. So we will go to site normally or ad hoc inspection and check the thickness. If let's say insufficient thickness, insufficient coverage, then we will advise to have extra layer. So this is the application method for waterproofing. So there are 3 types of application. The first one is using brush. Second one is using roller, the normal paint roller. The brush is normally we are using broom brush. Then the next one for liquid, we also can use the spray method. So for RC flat roof, terrace house, balcony, we normally recommend to all of you acrylic system of waterproofing because this product can be exposed, can be concealed. whatever product can be exposed, it can be exposed. The product that only designed for concealed system cannot be exposed. So it is like two in one lah for the absolute type of packaging because it is UV stable. So for bathroom, we are still using the we can say conventional way lah. Cement mixers, part A is powder, part B is the reflect. So we mix part A and part B and at 1 kg per square. So for planter box, we have polyurethane pipe. This is the black one, bitumen PU. So this is the modified polyurethane bitumen waterproofing. So this product is also anti-root. It has anti-root properties. And we also have sent this product to lab in Germany. The test is called looping test. So this test is cost about 40,000 for just one product to show that the product is anti-root. So we have also the certificate. The last one is polyurethane. So this is the, like I said just now, a lot of black caps here. So you need to use the POPU because it has its own self-leveling effect. So the color can be custom. Normally we have gray color, so it also can custom to this green color. So next is best practices for preform sheet membrane. So proper certification, ensure substrate is dry. So for any type of Pertubuhan membrane, substrate must be 100% dry. Ensuring uniform bond of sheet to substrate. So we will be using torch. Then we will press the membrane to the floor to make sure the adhesion is good. So for stick-on membrane, we will use this type of roller just to press the membrane so it can stick well to the wall. Last one is ensuring the seam and corners are watertight. No, this is the one. This is the TPO type. The left thing is always in the front. So this is the heat weld system. So for touch-on membrane, so we have 4 mm APT for the polypropylene. So this is designed for export market. The color the uniform is green, red, blue, and green. The pictures is of course with blue. Blue, red, and green is always a bit expensive. So other than that, we also have 3 mm touch system. So this touch-on is not suitable for exposed. So this is for concealed system because it is standard. Just now, it is the mineral. Green color, it's like shipping on top. So it can be applied as finishing. So for this one, this is for concealed system. So after you apply this type of membrane, you need to have your protection sticker. So this product comes in 3 mm, 1 by 10 meters long. Next one is the self-adhesive. Self-adhesive is SDS, styrene, butadiene styrene, the product. So it is suitable to be installed under roof tile or installation below brick or underground structure. So this is the PPO of PVC that I mentioned just now. So the first system, we are using full adhered system where we apply glue here on top of the substrate. Then we install the membrane on top. The other system is using mechanical fixing system. So every 6 inches, we will install this bolt and nuts puncture to the substrate. So later on, at the lapping here, we will use the heat weld torch to join the jointing, to join the lapping. So this is applicable to PPO and PVC sheet membrane. So far, any question? I'm going to far. So one question, then we move to next topic. It is internal waterproofing. I will show you example on the application of internal waterproofing. So for internal area of application, you have bathroom, powder room, sauna, kitchen, laundry, and continuous application. Solution. the microphone cover, the microphone will so these are all internal. So the first condition, if you have the brick wall, so this brick wall needs to be plastered. One area of plastering, 10 to 20 mm before you start with the waterproofing. Of course, the corner here, you should install angle fillet to every corner, every 90 degrees. If you have angle fillet. So this angle fillet is actually made of cement and sand. Or if the project got budget, then you can use one single to get better performance. So after waterproofing, then follow the strip to the floor. Then for wall, you can use continue and proceed with the tiling. So for RC wall, we don't need to plaster, and we can apply directly the waterproofing to the RC wall. Then if the wall is not aligned, you can plaster later after the waterproofing. So you adjust the alignment of the wall, then we continue with the tiling work. So for us in Weber, the product used to be used in toilet or bathroom is our WP200F practical cementitious. It comes in 34 kg per set, 25 kg part A, 9 kg or 9 liter the text part B. So the coverage is 1 kg per square meter per foot. This is the Weber stick-on tape to be applied at the corner, and Weber text seal to be applied at the pipe filtration. So these are the normal tools: broom brush, then towel, hand mixer for mixing. So this is the surface preparation. First, make sure the substrate is structurally sound, clean, free from contaminants. Then we use the blower. Some of the Mencon they request to use vacuum cleaner just to make sure that there is no dust. Yes. Okay. Normally for existing tiles, we recommend you not to hack. You just need to chip, because the first one we need to chip off the tile. Then you see the speed. The speed is normally about 50 mm. So the speed before you hack, you need to cut into few sections, then only you chip off. Because if you hack, you will actually damage the structure. The structure will vibrate. So it may lead to longer cracks. Actually, the cracks will grow lah if there is any vibration. So better you cut, then you chip section by section. That is the safest way. But of course, the surface will not as smooth as before. So if the surface is undulating, then you can use the non-shrink grout. So this non-shrink grout can be applied like about 10 mm. So we just mix and we just pour, because this non-shrink grout is actually a self-leveling product. So the strength is also there, 60 to 70 Newton, the strength. And then the surface is also smooth for your tire waterproofing. So next is install angle fillet. The minimum is 25 by 25. So this is also depends on your drop. Sometimes your drop is 25, just 25, especially at the shower area. Because from bedroom, you have drop about 50 to your toilet. Then going up into shower area, it's already left 25. So if the drop is 25, the angle fillet must be lower, 20 or 15. Of course, it is a bit difficult if it is too small, but easy to install. But they should, in terms of angle fillet installation, you need to check the level before you start. If not, the angle fillet will be above your strip after you do the spreading. Then you need to hack again, because when you are installing the tiles cannot reach the corner because of the angle fillet. So you need to hack again. Then you may damage the angle fillet. So this is the corner tape. So corner tape, this is optional actually. For areas where you have very sharp 90 degree for wall and for floor, then you can use this tape. For normally, this is recommended into, this is actually happen at Europe because they do the plastering first before they do the waterproofing. That is the system in Europe. Then this is also applicable for gypsum board because gypsum board is very flat. So for normally our site condition at site, the structure will be a bit lari lah. So that's why we cannot use this step. If you still use, then it may lead to the hollowness. Then you need to remove all the tiling again. So for swimming pool also, you can use this at the corner, vertical and horizontal. Then you can put this in the pipe position. So for mixing part, so we have just now done with the preparation part. For application part, the first one of course is the mixing. So mix is always part B first. Part B is the liquid. So you pour part B first into the bucket, then only gradually add the part A. Slowly add the part A while mixing. So mix 3 to 5 minutes until the slurry consistency is complete. Then the pot life is 2 hours. Pot life means after you mix, then you can use the product within 2 hours. If more than 2 hours, the product starting to set, then you cannot because it becomes thicker. It's already dry. So this is the first coat of application. Apply first coat in single direction. So 1 kg per square meter per coat. We wait 3 to 4 hours for the first coat to be dry and pack free. Then only we do the second coat. The second coat will be on the perpendicular direction, means crisscross, not the same, opposite direction. So for toilet and bathroom, it is always minimum of 2 coats. So after the application of second coat, you need to wait for at least 24 hours. Then only you can proceed with the bonding test. So bonding test is to be carried out at least 24 hours after the application is done. Then minimum, 24 hours is the minimum for bonding test. Then it can go up to 72 hours. Only people say 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Then bonding test is done by sealing all the drainage exits and pour the water until all the entire surface is fully submerged. Then during inspection, after 24 hours or 48 hours, then we go for the inspection. So inspection for suspended slab, you just check from the below floor. You just observe from the below floor. If there's no dampness or dripping or leakage, then you can remove the water on top. Then you can continue with the splitting works and tiling. So for unsuspended slab, the slab will sit on the ground, so you need to do the marking as indicated. So normally we do 1 line just above the water level. Then after 24 hours or 48 hours, we observe the level. If the level drop, means there is a leakage. Then you need to repair and do the bonding test again. Evaporation. Actually, evaporation will not cause so much loss for the water because we already observed. If you do the bonding test for swimming pool, normally 1 meter height, 1.2 meter height, then if the reduction when the water level increase 1 mm or 2 mm, so it is actually due to the evaporation. So if it drops drastically 10 mm, 20 mm, there must be some gap or crevices. So that one you need to find, especially at the corner. Because normally before you cast, during the installation of your rebar, before you put the formwork, at the corner there, it is very congested with the steel rebar. So normally your concrete is 25 mm. So the concrete itself cannot reach to the lowest part. So that's where the honeycomb happens. So this is normally the critical part inside swimming pool. So always swimming pool, water tank, you just need to check the corner part before you proceed with the water moving. For me, last time I was an applicator. So even before they cast the swimming pool, I will go to site to observe. Because you need to observe also, this swimming pool not cast in one shot. Normally there are two casting. First one up to the 1 feet or 2 feet like that. Then we will continue another half. So in between, there must be PVC water stop to be installed. So this PVC water stop also need to be checked. And the PVC water stop itself cannot be overlapped. It must be quite joined. So I have quarreled with few engineers last time because they do the letting method. So end up after the casting finishes, casting finished, then they ask us to go for water giving. So we tell them to do the structure forming test. Always bear in mind for any water returning structure, water retention structure, it's good to have structure forming test before you do the water giving, especially at the swimming pool, water tank, and also water fixture. So you test structure bonding test. When I test last time after the lapping incident, when I test all around the joint leaking. But lucky for me, before the test, I already issued one manual. So I really advise them when they don't listen. But then I ask them to repair the structure. Then only I go for the joint. This is all. But water stop, no, the water stop is called the PVC. So it must be in one round. You cannot have joint. You cannot have lapping. So the butt joint, you need to use heat wet. Let the PVC melt, then you join. So it means you have one piece and that is the correct method. Then of course the PVC water stop also has its own eyelet. Ada satu lubang. That lubang you use GI wire to tie to your steel bar. So the PVC itself will stay in position. Sometimes become potong like that. Sudah kemet-kemet, then you cast for second cast, so no function. So make sure it must be straight and tied to the steel bar, so that when you pour concrete, because if you use spark to pour concrete, itu pump sangat kuat lah. So bila ada pressure tu, normally you will damage the PVC water stop. So the PVC water stop normally comes in 350 size, 350 mm. The rig pattern lah, got the shape lah. Got the option, 200, 250. Normally I will go for 250 mm for the joint, for the cold joint. Yes, floor trap got its own treatment. So that treatment can use liquid type of water moving. So normally for tap inside the toilet, can use PU bitumen type of water moving to trap around to treat around the pipe. Then you can use the fiber mesh also as a reinforcement. That one needs to be tucked in, to be tucked inside the pipe before you install the treatment. For huge rooftop, okay. Huge rooftop, you have two options. One is concealed system, one is exposed system. So for concealed system, you need to apply water moving. You need to apply water moving first, then only you split. So you need to make sure that the split gradient is enough to discharge the water, means split to fall. So if it is a big area, I will advise the scupper drain will be on 2 sides or 4 sides, not only on one side. because you can discharge to two sides. So for exposed system, you have to make sure that your concrete is cast before. If the concrete is not cast before, then you need to split to fall before you apply the waterproofing. So you have two options, whether it is concealed or exposed. So both also need to have gradient for better dischargement of the water. So we finish with the internal waterproofing. So this is very basic. Then for external waterproofing, so area of application is normally on RC slab, broken deck, battery, and carport slab. So this is what I mentioned just now. The concrete slab must be cast before, then you can straightly apply your waterproofing. So this is considered already safe. So for another option, exposed system, if the concrete is not cast before, then you need to have split before you do the waterproofing. We try to avoid the ponding area normally. So this is the product, weather dry FlexiCoat. It is a acrylic based product designed for exposed system. So it is really stable. So for me myself, I prefer this type of waterproofing, the liquid type of waterproofing. Because there is one project in Pusat Science Negara in KL, Bukit Tiara. So previously in 2011, I worked with my previous company. We applied acrylic type of waterproofing together with the fiber mesh, the whole exposed system. So after 10 years, 2021, they call again for tender because normally government project after 10 years they will call for refurbishment. So surprisingly, what I've done 12 or 15 years back is still there. The waterproofing itself still there because this product actually is really stable. Of course, the deterioration is there; it becomes thinner, but all the fibers and the underneath is still there. So you don't need to do refurbishment. You just need to apply the refurbishing another 2 extra layers. So always, I will prefer this type of waterproofing for RC roof. Then this is the fiber mesh. It comes in 220 meter roll. The width is 1.04 meter. Why it is 1.04? Because the 0.04 is for the left. So one roll, you can easily calculate 220 meters. You need to deduct the left. So the 40 mm is actually designed for the left. We allow for the left. So application tools is about the same. Except we have roller here. Then it's the tuna. That's the tuna to speed up the waterproofing work. Then for FlexiCoat, it is single component, high performance index waterproofing. First coat normally we dilute with water, 10%. So the consumption will be 0.4 kg, then followed by quick coat. So first coat, primer, then we apply first coat, then the fiber mesh, then followed by second coat and finishing coat. So the fiber mesh will be sandwiched in between. So area of application is RC slab. So this product is designed for UV resistant purpose. Then it has very high elongation, 400%. So actually for our building, you don't need up to 400. 1 or 200 is already enough, but we have 400. Then it also has 50 rays reaching capability. So this is fiber mesh, the details. So this is the 100 gram type. So in market, in our market, we have 100, we have 60 gram, we have 300 gram. So ours, we already test, then we choose to use 100 gram because it is not so thick, then you can save your material. Then it is also not so thin because if you have the thinner type, then the performance is not so good. So 100 gram is just nice in terms of performance and product performance. So this product is also flexible, easy to use, and very fast application. Durable and reinforce the waterproofing layer. Yes. For the upturn, yes, yes. Actually, the upturn is a very critical part. Corners and upturn is always the critical part. So when you do your waterproofing, normally I will start with the corner first. The height will be 300 mm, 1 feet. So you cut your fiber into 400. Then you do the marking. Then you apply starting from the skirting on the wall. So 300 on the wall and 100 on the floor. Then you continue with the flooring. So the overlapping is there, 100 and about 4 inches. So for surface preparation, yeah, it is almost the same as toilet just now. We from contaminant, remove all these particles, pouring materials. Then it's not angle filler. Angle filler is also needed at every corner. So this is the repair job where this is the existing crack line. So this existing crack line need to be reviewed, cut, then treat with MS sealant, the flexible sealant. You apply sealant, then you step to flat using spectrum. I think the pressure is corner. Yes. Lifting, yes. Cracking. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Correct. Yeah, if there is crack line on your, especially on your parapet wall or on your wall, if hairline crack, then you can apply the waterproofing 2 layers. If it is a hairline crack. If the crack is bigger, then you need to do the same method. And if the crack, apply sealant, then only you apply your waterproofing. If hairline crack, you don't need to cut. But normally the practice is wall first, then look for. Yes, yes. So, the first coat need to be applied first, then you apply your netting. Yes, yes, correct. So after the sealant dry, then you can start with the primer coat. So this is the primer coat. So this is the fiber reinforcement. So while the first coat is still wet, you need to apply you need to put this fiber mesh over the wet waterproofing, over the prepared waterproofing while it is still wet. Then you use roller to make sure that all air trap can be released. So do not continue immediately with second coat because the layer underneath is still not dry. So you need to wait for at least 5 to 6 hours. So for me, the rule is very simple. If let's say you apply this in the morning, then after lunch, you can apply the second coat. So that we can ensure that the layer underneath the fiber mesh is already dry or textured. Because what happens if you directly install the second layer, so the first layer will not expose. So only the top layer will be dry because contact direct to the sun. Then the first layer will be dry later. Then it will become bubbling. So this is also can lead to the bubbling issue, the lamination of the waterproofing. So this is the one. They haven't finished the captain coat. So this is done in the morning. Primer, first coat and final. Then only after lunch, they continue with the second coat. Then, after 5 to 6 hours, then they can go for the final coat. So of course, on top of the roof, they can do a funding test. So this is the indicator whether there is leakage or not. Because underneath of this roof, there is a plaster ceiling. So you cannot control below. So the plaster ceiling is already repaired. So what we do is we install this pipe, one pipe, like the rainwater down pipe there. Then we mark the level. So that's all for the water building presentation. And then you can say yes. Yeah, very good question. Because nowadays, most of the contractors or applicators, they will request to the management to prepare the substrate to be foul floated first. Actually, during the casting, they can foul float because the smoother the surface, the less product you use. So better to have power float surface, then easy for the water building installation. No, because this product is very good in addition. Then if you do full off test, you can easily get more than 1.0 liters. So it's actually more than enough. If there is no puncturing or what, then the addition is very good. Only that you need to avoid, like I said just now, the dam area or the sequence. You need to take care about the sequence. The second coat just now, you cannot do immediately. Make sure that really underneath, the first coat is dry first. Then after 5 to 6 hours, then you continue with your second coat. Yeah. Okay, for it's doing the specification. For toilet just now, we will choose the WP200. So you can have cost saving at the same time you have performance. For roof, like I mentioned just now, for new project normally we will propose for the flexi type. So you can also have the UN code for conceal type. So the new project, it is the two options. But of course, if the spec is previously done by our competitor, then if we are comfortable with the specs, then we increase them. If let's say they're using membrane, then we will do action character. Yeah. Okay, for liquid type, the main advantage is it is seamless. You cannot see the joint. For membrane type, you can see every line, every thing. So if let's say you have, for membrane itself, if let's say you have 1,000, 2,000 square meter of area, then you have thousands of meter of joint. So that is the weakness. So the failure normally comes from the liquid. So for me personally, I prefer the liquid. Of course, the liquid is not as thick as the membrane. The membrane is usually 3 to 4 mm, while the liquid type is 1 to 1.5 mm. There is pro and con for both products. In terms of installation, liquid type will be easier because we don't need skilled workers. We train the workers, then immediately they can do. For touch on type, the membrane, we touch, then we will go. Big area roof. Okay, for big area roof, normally we will go to site. Our technical team will go to site for head site inspection. So we will come out with a report. We normally advise the first type of water building. the liquid type of waterproofing. Then we also observe if there is any area ponding, because normally the area that have leakages, or if you see on top, the surface will be undulating, so not a flat surface lah. So the minor you can do is you do the topping. You use non-shrink grout with you apply one primer, then you use non-shrink grout to do the topping where the bonding area. So of course the best will be totally split. The whole roof is split. You risk. Then another thing is the rainwater downpipe. So sometimes rainwater downpipe will be following your corner because you need to have concealed system. But for large roof area, it may not sufficient. So you need to call for extra rainwater downpipe. Yeah. Okay, very good question. Because for basement, there will always application to the positive side. So positive side is the side where facing the soil. So that is called a positive side. If you do at your basement internal, so you are doing at the negative side. So you just tahan the water. You fight with the water. Sure, you cannot win. So always bear in mind the waterproofing treatment need to be done on the positive side. Okay, for basement, the cheapest one is you use bitumen. So bitumen is very cheap, about 120 per 20 kg ton. So you have also another option. Later I will show you during the demo. It is a self-adhesive membrane. So this self-adhesive membrane is also using bitumen as a primer. Then you just use the self-adhesive membrane to stick on your retaining wall. Okay. Oh, for the wall we cannot test the bonding, but you have another option. You can splash the water. So for retaining wall, normally they will not cast one time. There must be vertical joint. So this vertical joint also is very crucial because normally the first cast stop, they will put the high rib, the steel netting for the concrete to stop there. Then the next day after set, they will remove, they will hack. The moment they hack, the whole structure is vibrating. So normally what I recommend is we cut first. Like the joint there, we cut first. It must be in L shape. So the next casting, second cast coming will be male, female. Interlock. The one is better. So that is not the practice outside actually. But that is good one if you have, if you can do so. Okay. So for ground floor, if the area is with high water table, then you need to have the same system as the retaining wall. So it is strong, then so this damp-proof membrane is actually installed after you cast your ground beam. Then you compact the soil. Then you will have 50 mm of lean concrete. So this lean concrete need to be installed and to be smooth to receive the damp-proof membrane. So this damp-proof membrane sits in between your lean concrete and the blunt slab. Then only you cast. Then if you have wet area on the ground floor, then you can use cementitious because it is just internal. Yes, the termination will be lapping on top of the, just right before your steel bar. Steel bar will sit in the middle, so the termination will be just right before the steel bar. It cannot be just laid on the ground because the moisture may come from the perimeter. Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. 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 Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Yes. Ah. Hmm. It may damage the water moving. Okay. For me personally, because I already give you two options, conceal and expose. But for me, always protect the water moving because the script in top you can repair at any time. Because this water moving, once it damage, it will surely you cannot sakit hati lah. All the leakages, all the fungus, all that. So you can use water moving directly apply onto your structure, a sea flat roof, then you speed to fall. So there is a way to avoid the cracking to be so. For that script, you can cut the expansion joint to reduce the crack defect lah. So this joint, normally if you see outside, they provide the joint, but it is too big. 3 meter, 4 meter, one line, in grid line, you know. But I've seen one project, 600 square meter, without joint, in just 2 months, it will crack. But the pattern is very nice. Really grid line. I think tak tahu macam mana boleh jadi macam tu. Tapi after 2 months only, because we have done the waterproofing, the split by others. So after 2 to 3 months, when there's a complaint, so I went to the site, then the pattern is there. Memang cantik. So I measure, it is about 2 meter to 2.5 meter, the grid. So that's where the idea comes. If you provide the expansion joint, we need to do in small sizes. 2 meter or 2.5 meter. I think the largest is 2.5 meter. If 3 meter is too long. So this is actually if inside one panel you have the crack, then the crack will not pass another panel. Then of course the thick will be half of the split. If let's say 50, the roof line, you have to cut the roof line. So it will be half, about 25. Then you need to put your vector rod, the round shape of polystyrene. Then another that one is 12.5 or 12 mm, and the balance 12 to 12.5 mm. Another half an inches. That one we put your sealant, the MS sealant. So now in the market we have MS sealant. Previously it is only PU sealant. So this PU sealant is not stable to UV. So after few years it will become chalky. So you need to have MS sealant. MS is a modified silicone. It is also PU, but it is already modified, then it can be exposed. U is polyurethane. Polyurethane sealant. So in the market, there is PU, there is rubber sealant, there is bitumen sealant, acrylic sealant. So acrylic sealant normally we use internal. It can be paintable. The PU sealant, not paintable. MS sealant is paintable. Bitumen is normally for runway, for plain runway. But bitumen, of course, it doesn't have the expansion with expansion. Last time they use bitumen, 30 tahun, 40 tahun, they use bitumen. So nowadays, the sealant punya technology, we also, Saint-Gobain, we have bought one company in China, Saint-Gobain China, bought over backbone. So the backbone become our partner now. So we are also producing the sealant. First one is the Akitek profiling, polyprofiling. It is a bitumen type. So normally bitumen type, they will always claim all bitumen product is green because it's coming from the earth. So, tapi tak boleh buat minum je lah kan. Yes. If you touch, then it will not. That's why the product is right. Kalau we tengok bitumen tu mesti cover dengan sikit. Cannot be exposed. Because if it's too hot, then it will not. For the torsion membrane, that's why we have the granule, the mineral on top. Picture of here. Then another thing also during the heat wave. Heat wave dulu pun ada masalah. Waterproofing map. Even the epoxy as well. When we go for testing at site, we use the temperature. Then we try to test the concrete temperature itself is nearly 60. Then the epoxy type of waterproofing, no. So it is only chemical. Breakable. Yes, yeah. We have the polyurea type also. This polyurea also the rigid type, not suitable for roof. But most of our competitors were expecting polyurea. Okay, sheet membrane is actually not suitable inside the toilet because it is a small area and we need to have lapping also inside the toilet. So anything that has lapping is not recommended inside the toilet. So what you can do is, if you have the structure, then you can do waterproofing directly on your RC slab, then you split, then you can do another 2 layers. If let's say you need extra protection, you can do 2 plus 2. 2 underneath, 2 on top of the split, then only you can continue with I've done this for one bungalow in Bukit Lanjan, Talang Jaya there, very big bungalow, 16 million bungalow. So the owner said he wants to have double protection inside the swimming pool. So we go for 3 coats directly onto the RC structure, then the split, plaster, then another 3 coats before we continue with the final. Not competitive. Yeah. But surprisingly, that is only happening in Malaysia and Singapore. Surprisingly. But we have done some testing. Even we also try other brands to match with our tile adhesive. But it's really not compatible because we have done 2 tests. The pull-off test is we apply force horizontally. Then we also try shear test. So shear test, the force will be applied vertically. So both also pass in terms of the test because the specimen size according to standard for shear test is only 100 by 100 mm. For pull-off test, 50 by 50 mm. That is according to standard. But at site, we have bigger tiles, 1 by 2, 2 by 2 by 2 on the wall. Now even TRX, the China project, TRX, they use 3 by 5 on the wall. So with that type of heavy tiles, so it will pull together with the waterproofing. So normally the failure pattern is actually at the waterproofing layer. Because waterproofing, you need to have 2 layers. So first layer, second layer. Then your tile adhesive, piling, and lastly is your grout, your tile grout. So when we do pull-off test for the system, the failure is always in between first layer of waterproofing and second layer of waterproofing. So that is called cohesion failure. So the waterproofing itself break into one is still intact on the wall, another one coming out together with the adhesive. Because you need to know also, this adhesive, the addition is more than 1.0. Then the formulation, we got the strength from cement. So inside this adhesive, the formulation cement is 50%, around 50%. I cannot expose the real recipe lah, but it is around 50%. So the strength is much higher compared to waterproofing. So this adhesive function is to pull tile and waterproofing together. So it pulls tile better. Then the waterproofing part is very thin and very weak. That's why the deep bonding comes from waterproofing layer. So normally now we always recommend you, we always advise shower wall, you don't need to apply any kind of waterproofing. Just up to 300 ml. Because I've been to Saint-Gobain, we have this conversation of just shower wall for about 3 hours. Then the later part is they ask me to do the comparison. So what I suggest is, if you're really concerned about the leakages on the wall, you can replace the cement grout, because normally you're using the cement tile grout. You can replace with the epoxy tile grout, because epoxy tile grout is normally waterproofing. It is waterproof material, so you can replace. So for other manufacturers, especially waterproofing manufacturers, they will go for the shower wall, because normally shower wall comes in a new shape. 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. Height is 1.8. Especially all the condos that will be bought later by the orang putih, they said the higher the better, because orang putih higher than us. For us only 1.5. So orang putih 1.8. So 1.8 times 111 meter, you already have 5.4 square meter. The floor 1.5 times 3 meter, 3 square meter only. So the judging is actually on the wall. The quantity is actually on the wall. That's why most of the waterproofing manufacturer, they will go for the shower wall, because they have the quantity. Good also, we can sell more. But later on, if there is failure, you need to remove all the tile adhesive, then you need to redo the plastering. So the cost will be cheaper. We have that experience also. We are using this 2,300 units in Sentul. 50% of the unit failure comes from the shower wall. So we have to replace. Not workmanship, because of the incompatibility of the product. The area inside the toilet, there's a shower wall, that area only fails. The other area near the door, near the WC, there's no failure. Only at the shower wall, because it has waterproofing layer. Yes. Flakes is actually, banyak orang salah faham flakes. Flakes is actually for aesthetic, not to resolve the waterproofing issue. So normally flakes, they are using epoxy. So this epoxy is actually waterproof, but it is not a waterproofing material. The waterproofing, the epoxy itself is water repellent material. But bear in mind, the epoxy is rigid, a rigid type of material. So if there is any movement, the epoxy will fail, it will crack. So that's why it is not suitable to become a waterproofing. But in terms of aesthetic, it is okay. But if it is applied in smaller area with less movement or vibration, then it can be waterproofing issue, resolving the waterproofing issue. But for us, we also have flakes under our flooring department. But it is only for island, for tabletop, and for aesthetic flooring, not for the waterproofing solution. Like I said just now, there is pros and cons. But for me personally, I will go for the liquid type. Easy to maintain. If there is damages also, we need to repair. We need to be rectified. Okay, if we opt for bubbling, we just cut a bit bigger. If let's say it is like this, small like this, So you start a bit bigger than the perimeter, then you let it dry, apply primer, you repeat the same process. Of course, you will see the one patchiness, but it can be repaired. Yes, the painting together with the fiber reinforcement. Because when you remove, you need to remove everything until you see the split or the complete surface. Yes. Okay, drywall. Okay, drywall, you have two options of installing. One is direct to the floor. One is to the curb. Normally, we will recommend at least 50 mm curb. Then the wall sits on the curb. So for drywall, if 50 mm, normally it is applied to flat surface. You don't have the drop normally. Then you cannot install the angle filler. So the angle filler can be replaced by using sealant. So sealant will be used at the edge there, at the corner. Then waterproofing is applied the same as cementitious type, but you need to use the flexible cementitious up to 3 mm. At 300 mm. Okay. Okay. Oh, between two boards, there is always the paper tape. Then we have the product WPC coating that is actually designed for gypsum board or for board system. Many. Because you already have the joint tape. Then because previously we have Aqualine. Aqualine is our board for toilet. Now we have even better board without paper. We have the glass top edge. So this one later Joshua can we can ask Joshua lah, because he's in charge of the gypsum board. So the glass top edge itself, we have fiber mesh at the surface. The fiber mesh itself embedded to the gypsum. We don't use paper anymore because paper over the time normally deteriorate. So we use the glass top part. It is a waterproof board. Of course, joint need to be quick. What you said? Thank you for heat insulation. Okay. Okay, good question. Heat insulation is actually part of the system because heat insulation, we do have the product, but it also depends on the client or capital. If you really need, then we can include the insulation board inside the system. So how it is installed? First, you have your RC flat roof, then you have your waterproofing. Then after the waterproofing, we will install the board 50 mm, the XPS type extruded polystyrene form at 32 kg per meter square strength. So it is a very hard board. Comes in pink color or blue color. Two options. So after the board, then you install one layer of plastic sheet or PE sheet. Then only comes your split. So the board is a mix in between structure and also your top split. For liquid type also has its own heat reflective. Whatever things come in very light color, that's why we design our prototype in very light gray. So it has the heat reflective effect. But we are in the midst of sending our product for testing to find the key value and all that. And we also now are working on heat thermal strip. It is a heat insulation strip. So most of the project in Singapore, the HDB asked to remove all the insulation. because it is very combustible, easy to get burned. So they ask to remove, especially at the HDB flat, remove that and replace with a thermal strip. So this thermal strip will reflect heat. The two in one type. You control the gradient, you protect the water moving, at the same time you have the thermal insulator. So this is considered new, but in Singapore, 7 to 8 years back, I think in Singapore, we are doing it. So I don't think so. But because up to until today, also they are still using the board, the insulation foam board. Yes. Maybe anyone of you can try to specify the thermal insulation, then we can work together for the first baby to launch. Good also, very good question. Because tropical country normally you tahu lah panas sangat. Then you can achieve the green GPI and something like that. It's good also. So I think Finland can start first lah. All of you, anyone of you can start first. Then we can work together. Yeah. 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 ODC kind of. ODC 5. Yeah. 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 Let it dry, then you can continue with your speaking. Then only your timing. Yeah. 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 That's why we are not using the cementitious type. The cementitious cannot bond well to the PVC. That's why we are using the liquid type. So this liquid type, the PU bitumen, we can use on part of the metal, PVC, or any material. So we cut in. Normally, the leakage happen at the floor track because normally you have slip. So after you done your water moving, then the next line came for spreading. So normally they will not cut the pipe, they will just knock. So when they knock, you know PVC and concrete or split cannot kawin one. So when they knock, so that's where the problem comes. It's actually come from spreading zone. Because for us, water moving, we have done the job, forming test is passed, then we left. We go for the next unit or for the upper unit. So the next straight coming in is the speed line. The guy who is doing the speeding, they just simply knock. Actually, they need to cut within the hand grinder, cut to flush with the existing concrete. That is the correct method. Once they knock, they become vibrate, then you have to get. So yang tu susah sikit nak jaga. Because you tak boleh jaga 24 hours. So, they simply not, they don't care one. Okay. Yes. Yes. Very, very good question. This actually happened in Desa Park City in KL, the township in KL. So they have the water feature. So they don't know the water feature leak. Then the pump keep running. The water lost to the soil. So the pump is normally not 24 hours running. So bila air turun, dia kena pump just to maintain the water level. So from there they know. So this is actually all on based on my 15 years experience. So I don't pick from the sky. I memang tengok sendiri ni barang yang itu inside the slide. So any one of you, if you are use 5-hour product, then normally if let's say confirm, then supply to the site before they started, then the technical team will come for demo. Then in the midst of the application, we come for ad hoc inspection. Then after finish, we will come for inspection again before we release product warranty. At least three times a visit like this. So if there's no more question, then we can have break for about 10 minutes. Then we will come back. We will have the simple waterproofing demo here. Thank you. So the second one is done. Then we will start to arrange. So the whole idea is to make sure that there is no pinhole. So if you see second code, still got pinhole. So make sure we need to apply polymer just to cover the the joint is about 1 to 1.2. Average, if you have this type of surface, the basement surface, then of course, once you have it, of this material. The second code is already right. We can go for the number two. Already for cars. Now, so what we do is for flat roof, we can install one number. The code inside the configuration for so when there's not a need, you can assign the special because this product 3 hours to be right. You can't that right? 3 hours right? The one is in this case, so you can do one extra layer. Just to make sure that the worker does not benefit. So if we need we can do which type of surface is the topic is one or two to my activity. So we think what divide by 1.2 and 2, so we can do 16 and 33. Okay. If the master is okay, we can contact you. So if the topic is very small, it works, then you can cover everything. If the topic is not, you can still most of the students will be then one and a half inches is about 28. Steel ruler. Go for the family. This one we call yeah. Okay, I will show you the menu. Yeah, this is let's see. Last thing, we get to the weight class. The one thing about 500, when we take the number of about 2 days. So they did 45 with this one. 45 with this. Yeah, that is we call it. We call it. We said we need to maintain it first. Anything is less than 12%. Monthly investment. Because you can change your this correct. So I went to Taiwan. For Taiwan, and then we can register this fixed. I think we start with so in one whole year, yeah, very huge step. So for us in the third, we have So the product is a little dry, but to be fully dry, we have 5 to 6 days before you can have the. And one thing, if you are comparing the product to different brands, you can see the brand, there's a very, then you can see the screen. So this is many manufacturers declare that product is good. Okay, so means that itu produk macam macam so it looks like you are seeing a state. So this revenue is not one day is your so once you add more powder, you can come to performance. So how do we change it? We cannot after people say we can see the one with more filler inside, more powder inside, once dry, it become better. So you can see. What is it? But of course, living the water tank really has to be completely surrounded. So what we have to do is before you First, you have a right, can be done, but let's stop. Program website instead of using Facebook. So if we have total area, what is important? Let's say 1,000 square meters. So 1,000 square meters. So 1,300 because one thing is maybe 60. So anything less than 60 pairs, let's say you just order 80, then you know. The coverage is not enough. But for the data, it's always this is program based, how we do Some sufficient. Then maybe this one 1.2 and then they can put it only one. So the immediate always have it under you. Because it's, we don't have any test or we receive, but if we have, we don't because this one expectation is okay. Boleh juga. Bagus. Now they have areas. 55 to 60. 55 to 60. Of course, for let's say for balcony, we can not really look at for roof, for us, we do the car. You can do that. Because of competition. Then the warranty starts on the otherwise we plan. Let's say first floor, you done this year. Fourth floor next year, 40th floor next year. So the GLC after competition. Because we have our own terms and conditions is actually for the product. Product only. Warranty will be given by the applicator. Yes. Our recommended or our preferred applicator. Yes, yes. You have to. Okay, so but the warranty is still under your contractor because they are the one who apply. We are not allowed to have joint warranty, but of course, if you have the draft, then you can share to us. We can forward to our management because we need to check whether there is any legal complication. Yes, yes, yes. That's why we always recommend you to use our preferred architecture because we work closely with them. You still have the two different warranty, performance and product. It comes together. Performance is always the product. No. Performance is always the product warranty. For applicator is the performance warranty. But the date, the duration is still the same. If you require 5 years, 5 years from us, 5 years from the performance, from the applicator. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's why if you encounter any negative or defect, yes. it's not fair to us also because we are not aware of the client. We don't take the contract, we just sending the product. So the same question has been asked to us from fans above. So this is the dilemma. It's a very small portion. I don't really have to fight them. We get a better and then we get another number of putting them. So we fair to our country and you supply material. We don't have supply enough time. We are not allowed. Understood. Wait, I understood. Understand. Understand. Yes. We don't have. We don't have. We are not allowed by our. We are not allowed by our legal team from HQ France. That is the thing. We already highlighted to our management because Saint-Gobain is also asking the same thing. They said whoever can provide the amplify by manufacturer, they will award the contract to any kind of supplier, even supplier as I know in PPT. Then the friend Saint-Gobain, they said nothing is reviewed. So I asked them if they don't mind, please share the details now. So we can look into and we can propose to our management. But at the moment, we are not allowed by the legal team from HQ. It's not that we don't want, we are not allowed. I understand from inside. I've been an educator for 7 years, so I am really understood. But we are not allowed. That is the gray area lah, actually. Mm. 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 So Akitek also apply to yes. Mm. 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 Yes. Mm. Yeah. Yes. Understood. Mm. Mm. Then maybe from your side you can come up with the draft. Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Normally they will disappear after the GLQ period. Mm. Mm. Yes. Mm. Mm. Yes. Understood. Mm. Yes. Mm. Yes. This is something related to legal. Mm. Mm. But we don't apply. That's why we don't apply. We are not the one who applying the program. That is the main. But we tried because we are facing many architects asking about this warranty issue. Even the Saint-Gobain, they drop 24 parcels. If you can commit the 24 parcels, we give you thousands of units. We also want, but when we highlight our management, we are not allowed. Itulah lebih problem. Kalau kita lagi short, supply 24 parcel. One parcel is 300 units. 24, 7,000 units. Okay, I move to another product. Second product, very quick one. Look, okay. So this is our second product. This is institute. So this represents so fetching your battery lah. Let's go on to the next thing. So application is 1 foot. Right? Like, also. So repeat the same process with the roller to make sure good addition. So this is how it looks like. Just now I mentioned to you, I don't prefer membrane because of this. This is the lapping part. So it is not seamless. So kalau ada orang jalan, boleh kena lah. That one is for touch on lah. So this one is for below ground, still okay. Because after you have done your waterproofing, you have done your install your membrane, and you do the back filling, then nobody has access. So it is okay. But overlapping is always 3 to 4 inches. So any question on this? Okay. The product itself, the shelf life is 1 year. After you open, then you can close back, then you split and use. How to detect if the product is already expired? It is actually from the smell. When it got strong smell, then the product is actually going to be expired soon. Yes, this product for Flexil, Flexicoat, it is paintable. So if you have cracks on top of your wall surface, then you can use this as a treatment, then you can paint to your desired color. It is paintable. But of course, you need to have the 5 to 6 days curing. For this product, it is an option. For this membrane, it is actually for retaining wall and also for as a dent-proof membrane. So this product normally sandwich for basement floor. So limb complete. So this membrane, then you cast your ground slab. So that is for floor. For wall, before you do the back filling, normally they will protect with the styrofoam board. About 15 to 20 mm, they just install, then only they do the back filling just to protect this membrane. Some of them they use the plastic sheet, PE sheet. That is the cheapest way, but it may not protect this membrane 100%. The better one is of course the styrofoam board, the polystyrene board. 15 to 20 mm. We can use glue or we can use tape to make sure that the styrofoam in position before you do the back filling. Yes. Yes, yes. Actually, no need. But Bombay requirement is not mistaken. They want a layer of epoxy coating inside the internal part. So that one can be applied. But of course, if there is leakages, the epoxy coating also is different. Yes. For lift pit, for retaining wall, normally you have 2 options. Or you can do both. You can add the waterproofing admixture to make the structure waterproof. Then you apply another layer of waterproofing from the concrete side. So our friend here just now asking about the existing project already leaked at the basement. So good idea from him. He tell me he's planning to do the skin wall. So that one, if your retaining wall, whether it is retaining wall of 300 mm thickness or CBP, normally we do for injection. Go for PU injection to seal the cracks. But the cracks will grow. The water will try other way to penetrate. So the good thing is you do one stopper drain, then discharge the stopper drain to the nearest side. Then on the internal side of the wall, you do one skin wall. You can use gypsum board with the waterproof effect. So you can cover up, let the wall leak. Because you have the stopper drain. Especially if you have CDP, because CDP in between the cottages door pile, in between the gaps is 5 to 6 inches. So you cannot inject, never ending. So you just do one skin wall, just to cover for the expected look. We have done this in one mall, Maju Junction, just beside the Sinai plant, Sinai Lembak intersection. So the basement is already done. The epoxy coating for line marking, turn marking, delaminate. So what we do is we cut one scalpel, then we use conceal system. Conceal means we already cut one scalpel, then we put the perforated part inside, then we cast. So you cannot see from the top. So everything is concealed, then we set to the sun. Then at the wall there, we construct one new skin wall to cover. So it looks good when it looks. We cannot fight with the water. We inject here, tomorrow the water goes from another catch. So never ending. This way to divert the water. For 15 years, I fight with the water. Always lose. So you divert the water. Yeah, I think this one just now, you punya rumah lepas ni pun boleh buat sendiri. Very simple. The idea lah. So if you have refurbishment project, this one faster because it's done on the table. If really outside the retaining wall, 5-6 meter height, it's not going to be easy. You have to use the scaffolding. Because this is about 80 to 85 ringgit per square meter supply plan. Because the material itself is a bit the material is a bit expensive. One roll is 1 meter by 20 meter. So 20 square meter is about 400 ringgit per roll. So material wise is already 20 ringgit per square meter, then labor, then profit. Different super. But different area lah. Dalam tu, dia sangat berbeza. Bathroom dengan pieces. Because normally, on the tile, banyak orang claim ada barang boleh apply on the tile. Biasa pakai nano coating. But we already observe after 6 months, the effect dah tak ada. Because we wash, we use the chemical to wash. The product tu actually bagus, tapi dia tak boleh tahan lama. Because this product is so fine. Water density is 1.0. This product is 0.85. Lagi habis daripada air. So dia masuk, dia lepas, kita pun tak tahu dia pergi mana. That is the disadvantages of using that product. But for stone, normally we use that one, impregnated. Or natural stone, marble, granite, because the stone itself is very porous, then you need to have the protection. Liquid hardener is doing on top. Liquid hardener, pakai kalau you have existing project. Because kalau ni project, you use the dry shake. The dry shake mineral 4 kg or 5 kg per square meter, then you also there is the mineral dry shape lah. If liquid hardener, existing surface already loose, then you can use. Even on top of the stick also you can use the liquid hardener. The clear color liquid. Water impermeability is using impregnated. For liquid hardener, it will densify the surface on it. Surface only. It cannot penetrate deeper. Impregnated can penetrate deeper. Different research lah. Because different type of product. Even kalau produk ni tak ada masalah, tak ada masalah, 20 years pun boleh. Tak ada masalah. Tapi kalau masa backfill, dia punya case tu kan dah langgar ke dinding, ini rezeki gap. Macam juga lah, dari kelak juga. That's why kena cakap. Kalau this one, okay. Oh, ini. Okay, normally after 2 years, you akan ada stain on top. So this stain you need to use water jet to remove the stain. Then make sure there is no bubbling. The existing is still intact. If the existing, yes. Kena buat ini. Kalau yang lama tu masih okay, you jangan buang. Boleh letak on top. Tak ada masalah. Tapi you need to check lah one area by one area. Sama macam tiling kan. Kalau tiling ada designing itu, then you need to check. If you need hollow, then you need to letak. You replace. Kalau okay, you can do hantar itu. Sama macam beli konsep. I don't bring some process again. Let's see. Very easy. So this one is quite straightforward. As long as you can visualize, and then you have the idea for the interpretation of that. Yes, facing brick. Yeah, yes, yes. We have. Yes, we have the impregnator. It is inside the catalog. Yes. It has the water repellent effect, but it's not a water repellent material. Water repellent. So very water repellent. Very suitable for floor, with stone for floor, then for facing brick as well. We supply a lot to Saint-Gobain for Almina project. We are using facing bricks and also hand block. So both also they are using the color to get the water repellent effect. For water repellent, there is no warranty. Because after 6 months, you need to apply for floor. If for wall, then it will take a bit longer, 1 year or 2 years. You need to recoup. Okay. Yeah. Okay, at the moment we keep stock only 2 colors, white and grey. So white normally for repair on wall surface, easy to get to be painted later. So for floor, we normally go for this color, light grey. Then, yes. Yes. Same concept also when you are doing skin coat. Skin coat you got cement color, you got white color. Yeah. Good idea. Then maybe your applicator tu kuat curi. That's why you very suspicious. Yeah, good idea, very good idea. That's why skin coat coming in 2 color. Cement color and white color. Yes. Okay. In late 90s, early 2000s, they are using orange color, green color. If you see building in Genting, on top of that, on top of the building, green color, very dark green or orange color. So that color is just a pigment. You can custom it. But for us, we comfortable with this color because it is exposed. There's one project also in Saint-Gobain. They are using our competitor with dark gray. So after a few months, the dark gray faded. Very patchy, dark gray, dark gray. So we come in, then we focus our color, then they satisfy. After a few months also, if there is no stain, the color remains light. Because light cannot become darker, cannot become lighter. It's just like white. That one is the opacity, opacity issue now. Mm. 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 But if you apply on top of the roof, then you've got some heat issue. So the color, darker color, absorb more heat. So that's why you always go for lighter color. Lighter, yeah. Then, but later on, the light gray you need more because you cannot cover the orange color. No problem. You cannot differentiate. Mm. That one we can customize dulu. But of course we have. No, at the moment we don't have. Because you need to have an queue. Maybe one container they will make for you. Uh, mm, mm, mm. You see that? Good suggestion. Only 12 o'clock. Very interesting. If now we can. Okay, last. If you guys have any inquiry for your existing project or new project, you can call our Miss Chu. Miss Chu and Joshua is actually our salesperson in Penang. So later on, Miss Chu will liaise with us lah. If you require any site visit or inspection, then we can arrange. From KL, 4 hours only, 3.5 hours. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time today.